Ciao everyone and welcome to episode 0 or introduction of the YouTube series Learning Italian Zero to Hero. I am Silvia and today we are going to lay the foundation of this series about Italian grammar. In my experience, both as a scholar and tutor, many learning issues are related to the lack of basic knowledge. Many courses and teachers take for granted that everyone has a solid base in their native tongue. However, this assumption is often wrong, thus my introduction. So, let's start with the premise. Language has a fundamental purpose, communication. It is the medium through which we express our thoughts, emotions, and ideas. Understanding the function of a language allows us to grasp its significance. But why am I telling you this? Some say that to learn a language you need to live it, and I totally agree. I'll try my best to explain grammar concepts and lexical meanings, but at the same time I want you to keep in mind that what you find in books, videos, courses and so on is just the tip of the iceberg. A language serves its culture, not the other way around. So don't take for granted that an Italian word has the exact same meaning as your tongue's equivalent, and that's true for each language. Thus, I encourage you not to be satisfied with translations. Instead, research context and meanings. That said, let's delve into what grammar is. Grammar, in Italian grammatica, is the system of rules that governs the structure, usage and combination of words in a language. Simply put, grammar allows us to construct correct and meaningful sentences. Alongside rhetoric and logic, grammar is one of the trivium arts, the lower division of the 7 liberal arts. Italian grammar is, in turn, traditionally divided into phonology, morphology, syntax, lexicology and etymology. Let's see what these words mean. Let's start with phonology. Phonology, in Italian phonologia, is the system of rules that governs the sounds, or phonemes, in Italian phonemi, that form words. This includes the correct pronunciation of vowels and consonants, tonic accents and intonation. For example, in Italian, the phonology dictates that the letter C is pronounced differently depending on the following vowel. Thus, casa, house, is pronounced with hard C, while ciao, hello, goodbye, is pronounced with a soft C. Then we have morphology. Morphology, in Italian morphologia, is the system of rules that governs the structure and formation of words, including their inflection and derivations. For example, in Italian, verbs undergo conjugation to match the subject of the sentence. Thus, we'll have io parlo italiano, I speak Italian, tu parli italiano, you speak Italian, and so on. Next is syntax. Syntax, in Italian sintassi, is the system of rules that governs the arrangement of words and phrases to form meaningful sentences. For example, in Italian, sentences commonly follow the subject-verb-object SVO word order. Thus, we'll have il gatto beve l'acqua. The cat drinks the water. Moving forward, we have lexicology. Lexicology, in Italian Lexicologia, is the system of rules that governs vocabulary and word usage, including definitions, meanings, and word relationships. For example, in English, the word latte typically refers to a coffee drink made with espresso and steamed milk, often topped with a small amount of foam. However, in Italian, the word latte means milk, so if you were to order a latte in Italy, you would receive a glass of milk, as opposed to the coffee beverage commonly known as latte in English-speaking countries. And finally, etymology. Etymology, in Italian etymologia, is the origin and history of words, including their development and changes over time. For example, the etymology of the word Italia, as explained in one of the previous videos. This YouTube series focuses on Italian phonology, morphology and syntax. At the same time, you'll learn about lexicon and etymology through other videos. In conclusion, language is not merely a set of rules to be memorized, but a living entity deeply intertwined with culture and history. Today, we've embarked on a journey to understand the intricacy of Italian grammar, laying a solid foundation for our future exploration. Remember, learning a language is not just about mastering grammar and vocabulary. It's about immersing yourself in the culture and context that gives language its true meaning. As we continue our quest to learn Italian, let's embrace the richness of the language and strive to understand it beyond mere translations. Until next time!
Arrivederci.